Rival House Network.
Episode 12 of Behind the Mask. Welcome, guys.
What's up, freaks?
What's going on, man?
Too much, man. I'm feeling groovy like an old porn movie.
That's right. Must be all that hammer we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. We got some good stuff on this one. The film that we are going to talk about mainly is Bucktown.
Yeah.
With Fred the Hammer Williamson.
And Pam Grier.
We kind of wanted to do that in honor of our upcoming trip to Horror Hound Weekend. Pam Grier's going to be there, so.
Yeah, we selected a Pam Grier film that we haven't seen before, either one of us.
Yeah, I hadn't seen it before this. So.
It's kind of, blind going into it, so we'll let you know if it sucked or not.
Yeah, we'll get on that here in a little bit. We also are going to have a little conversation with Chris and Dave, the founders of Horror Happy Hour, coming up here in just a little bit. And we just kind of, I don't know, it'll just be kind of a bullshit session with them, talked about some of their favorite stuff from last year and stuff they're watching now and stuff they're excited about that's coming and comic books and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that in the second segment, I guess. But kind of wanted to touch in on some news before. Did you want to jump into news now, or?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. One thing I looked up on May 19th in Poughkeepsie, New York. There's a film festival, and they're showing all sorts of old shit, like Phantasm, Day of the Dead, the uncut version of Friday the 13th, and these are all like the 35mm prints and shit.
Nice.
So, see those on the big screen. I believe it's in a mall in Poughkeepsie. And, I don't know, I saw that, and I just saw something advertised for it. I was like, oh, man, that would have been sweet to check that out. But,
yeah.
I don't know what else they have going on there, but it's a film festival, so they should have all kinds of shit. But
cool. Yeah, any of you folks out there on the East Coast, man.
Yeah, we'll throw some up on the Facebook page about that, and because I know we have some listeners from New York and a lot of listeners from up there, so we'll do that.
I believe, what's it called? The Hudson Horror Show, right?
Hudson Horror Show, yeah. And I don't have the website on me. Just Google Hudson Horror Show.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be able to find it.
Yep.
The next one was new Ghostbusters 3, which has been in talks for some years now.
I've heard just so many different stories on what's going on with that.
Exactly, and I guess Bill Murray is not going to be doing anything with it.
Bummer.
Supposedly he's too busy, Dan Aykroyd says, I guess. But I guess they're also saying something in the article that he might be coming back as a CGI ghost.
Oh, nice.
If they end up doing it. But I think, didn't Dan Aykroyd write the original Ghostbusters?
I believe so, yeah. Wasn't it him and Ramis? Did Ramis co-write it? I don't know.
Yeah, he might. I mean, don't quote us on that, but yeah, I know Aykroyd did, and but I don't know. I guess he wants to get it off the ground, but Bill Murray has other stuff going on, which, I don't know what else he has going on, but
I don't know.
Oh well, I guess. But moving on.
Kind of sucks, but
let's see. Oh, I don't know what website I was on. I was looking up. They were talking about this new Billy Zane movie. That's going to be a Sci-Fi Channel original movie or something called St. Patrick's Day or something. I think it's called Leprechaun's Revenge. Yeah.
Nice.
So I don't know. I'm a Billy Zane fan, so
yeah, Billy Zane's a fucking man.
Yeah, I don't know.
He gets all the ladies.
I'm going to be setting my DVR for that, I'm sure. Yeah. I'll probably be pretty hammered to watch it. But.
Yeah, just get all fucked up on St. Patty's Day and then come home and watch Leprechaun's Revenge with Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
So it's written by Anthony C. Ferranti. I I want to say he's the one that, like, he wrote, like, Dog Soldiers, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I actually kind of enjoyed that.
Dog Soldiers is great, man.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, but yeah.
Oh, and then he also wrote, it was another, I don't know if it was like I think debuted on Sci-Fi. It was called Scream of the Banshee. Mm-hmm. I just watched that recently. It had, like, Lauren Holly and Lance Henriksen in it. And fuck, that movie sucked. Dude, it was so boring. It was just terrible.
Was it a Sci-Fi original, or?
I don't know if it was like a Sci-Fi original, but it was like Sci-Fi Presents.
Okay.
You know, I don't know. But I think that same guy wrote it. And I mean, the story itself, wasn't a bad story, but the execution just sucked.
Yeah.
And Lauren Holly, what the fuck? Have you seen her lately?
No,
What the fuck happened? I think she must have had some work done or something. And she does not look the same. I don't know. Her face looks kind of fucked up
like
now.
The Joker, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. She should have just left it alone because she actually wasn't that bad looking. Like,
yeah.
Back in the Dumb and Dumber days. And
oh, yeah.
I understand, people age and shit, but fuck, just age naturally, man.
Yeah, I
Leave
agree.
your fucking face alone. She looks like an alien now or something. So fucking weird.
Nice.
Anyway.
Yeah. Jumping into the DVD and Blu-ray titles that are going to be coming out in March. There's just a few that are coming out in March because I don't know when our next podcast is going to be. Mm-hmm. One of the ones I wanted to mention was a movie called Coonskin, which I haven't seen. I'm sure it's a blaxploitation movie from the 70s.
I think it's animated, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's animated.
Yeah, Ralph Bakshi. Yeah, Ralph Bakshi does some great stuff.
So the actors were Barry White.
Yeah.
Was he starring as one of the voices, or
probably? Scatman Crothers.
Scatman Crothers.
Love Scatman.
Yeah, and Philip Carruthers. So that looks kind of cool. Directed by Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah, he did actually like one of my favorite like animated movies called American Pop.
Oh, yeah. I think that's streaming on Netflix.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic movie. If you've never seen that, watch it.
I haven't seen it. I want to, though.
It's so great. Like, you totally just, for me anyway, like the characters in it were like so well written and like everything was just so good about it. Like, you don't even realize that you're watching an animated movie. Like,
Sweet.
It's that good. And the animation in it is fucking...
What's it about? Is it like...
It follows
place in the 70s, or
it follows a family through like 3 generations, and their lives kind of all revolve around music.
Yeah.
So it starts out, I think in like the what the hell was it? Like maybe the 20s and 30s, with a little boy who comes over from like Czechoslovakia or Russia or somewhere, and he comes over with his mother, and he ends up. Somehow getting, I think his mother dies in the, he comes to Chicago and his mother dies in like the Chicago fire or something. And, whenever that was, I don't remember.
50s? I don't know.
40s maybe.
Yeah.
So he ends up, kind of getting taken in by these, all these like performers. And, so it kind of follows him as he grows up. He gets, gets involved with, the mafia and stuff like that. And but he ends up having a son, and then so after he ends up, I think, like, what does he do? I don't remember. He ends up like getting in some kind of trouble with this whole mob business, and so then you start following his son from there, and his son actually ends up enlisting and goes overseas to fight in World War II. But he played piano and he was always real into music and stuff. And before he left, he knocked up his girlfriend or wife, and she had a son.
Yeah.
And so then you follow that son through, and then he goes into like the 60s.
That sounds cool.
And then he has a son, and then that takes you up into the 80s.
Nice.
And it's just a really, really fucking good movie, man. I highly recommend that. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I believe it was streaming on Netflix. I've seen the cover before.
Yeah, I have it on VHS, I think, or I did. I hope I still have it. It's a fantastic movie. I need to pull that one out again.
That sounds really good.
Mm-hmm.
The other one I wrote down was actually a documentary. I've been kind of on a documentary kick. It's a new Corman's World. I guess it's a documentary about Roger Corman.
Nice.
And it was directed by Alex Stapleton, and it is coming out here on March 27th. And I Anchor Bay is releasing that, I guess. So
Nice.
That's kind of cool. I mean, I haven't seen anything from them in a while, but
Yeah. Did we give the date for Coonskin? Was that March 13th?
yeah, March 13th. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are a few that I don't know stood out to me that I'd be looking forward to checking out.
Yeah, definitely.
Seeing what they're all about. So
Cool.
that's the news pretty much. Not a whole lot of news, but there is a few things.
Something.
Exactly.
Right on.
What do you want to do? Did you want to?
Well, we could roll into a quick break here,
Yeah.
and then when we come back, we'll come back with Chris and Dave from Horror Happy Hour,
All right, guys.
listening to Behind the Mask.
Stay tuned.
If you've ever considered stepping behind the beaded curtain at a sleazy video store, if you've ever watched something so vile that you had to lock the door behind you, if you currently have a VCR still connected to your home theater, then get yourself over to Exploited Cinema at exploitedcinema.blogspot.com. Bat32 and J-Dog always keep it greasy, and remember to keep telling yourself
It's only a podcast.
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 Hey, what's up, freaks? We are back, and we are joined by two very special guests. They've been on our show once before. The founders of HorrorHappyHour.com, Dave and Chris. What's going on, guys?
Hey, you guys.
What's happening, you guys?
Yeah, we needed a little New York in this motherfucker. No, we appreciate you guys coming on, man. We had a blast the last time you guys had a little bullshit session with us about, what was that, Switchblade Sisters?
Yep.
Yeah, that was fun. So, yeah, we enjoy having you guys back.
Well, thank you for having us back.
Yep. Thanks for having us on.
No problem. What's been going on in the world of Horror Happy Hour these days?
Oh, God.
Not much. We're getting a social networking type of thing put on the site now.
Cool.
I guess I don't know what the hell to call it outside of that.
Yeah,
And
it's
shit.
socially networking.
Yeah,
Said it the first time.
still working out the bugs on it and shit, but
Yeah.
getting it set up now.
Because we're getting tired of getting banned by trolls from Facebook.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, you put up a picture of a titty, you're banned." It was like, "What? But it was just a titty." Come
It
on.
was just what's a little nipple play? I mean, come on.
Yeah. I see people put up all kinds of, like, fucking just crazy pictures all the time, and they get pissed over a tit.
Yeah.
Well, no. Like, what's surprising is like all the horror photos we had up in the horror group and on the fan page. Like, we're getting reported. And I'm like, well, how the fuck are we supposed to run a horror thing if we can't put up horror shit?
Yeah, dude. Any guy doing anything with a knife ever and shit like that, all of a sudden it gets reported and shit. And I fucking wind up getting, like, banned off it for a week. And it's just like, dude.
Yeah, so...
There's a dude fucking a poodle with a knife on some other dude's page. He didn't get reported. That's still on.
Yeah, I'm friends with Jim Van Beber on Facebook, and I think it was last week, he posted a nude picture like every 5 minutes.
I saw that too, yeah.
Yeah, well, we have our own personal ass clown that likes to fuck with us, apparently, so...
Yeah.
Gotta love those haters.
Always going to be at least one.
Oh, there's always one fucking ass clown to muck up a bunch.
Yeah, he fucks it up for everybody else.
Yeah, but, he'll be dealt with.
Yeah.
Make t-shirts.
She said, "Oh, mob style. He's gonna be dealt with." Shit.
You're not supposed to tell everybody.
He's going to be sleeping with the fishes, see? Right on. Well, yeah, shit. The first thing I kind of wanted to get into with you guys was just we had a couple episodes ago, we kind of had our 2011 end of the year show and kind of picked our favorites. So I was going to see what were some of your guys' favorites from 2011.
Well, most of our favorites, unfortunately, because we are lame and never get to movie theaters, most of the ones on our list were released in theaters in 2010, but actually came out on DVD in 2011.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
our list is a little skewed.
That's fine.
But we could tell you some of those.
Cool,
Yeah, have at it, man.
My personal favorite, I thought was the best all-around movie because it had everything that I enjoy about horror. Tits and lots of blood. Was Piranha 3D.
Okay.
I thought that was fantastic. I think there needs to be more multiple tits and underwater lesbian scenes and blood.
Yeah, not nearly enough underwater lesbian
Yeah, really.
scenes
I mean, guys, step up your fucking game. Get some more lesbian activity going on here. What the fuck?
That's never a bad thing.
Yeah, no,
seriously,
no.
this one went on for like 10 minutes. I was seriously like concerned for these women about the air running out at some point.
Well, didn't they just release the new trailer for the new one?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
3 double D.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
beast.
Can't wait for that shit.
Yeah. That is good news.
People are already bitching about it. Oh, it's going to be so stupid. I'm like, are you kidding me? The first one was absolute genius.
Hell yeah. Yeah, those are good. I mean, just, you know, it's just, they're fun movies. You know, I know, like, a lot of people, like, hate on shit like that, but they're fun movies, you know?
Yeah, I was, you know what? Like, I generally don't like going to the theater to see, like, 3D kind of films. It annoys me. Being a glass-wearing person,
Yeah.
it's fun because you got to put these extra glasses on, and that just fucks everything up.
Didn't we leave that shit behind, like, in the 80s? I mean, are we really, like, turning to the 3D thing?
Oh, everybody.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th Part 3 or whatever that was in 3D.
Yeah, yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this was
Right, I
nice.
did.
It's like boobies in your face in 3D.
Yeah.
You know, like that's. I don't mind a nipple getting up close and personal with my eyeball. That's
Yeah. You trying to motorboat the fucking air and shit. You hear like 5-10 people in the theater going.
like, oh my god, just for a second longer.
Nice.
It's awesome. Yeah, Dave, do you have any couple that you really thought stood out?
Oh, the one, yeah, of course. There's a couple that I loved. It came out on DVD in 2011, but Dream Home, the Chinese movie.
Uh huh.
Did you see that one?
Yeah, that was actually. I think was that on my list? If it wasn't on my list, it was in my honorable mentions for sure.
Dude, it was fucking amazing. The
Love
kills
that.
were as soon as it started up, and the guy's got that fucking whatever it is around his neck, those like riot cuffs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's trying to cut it off with a fucking carpet cutter and shit like that. I was like, oh, this movie's going to be something fierce.
I still have not seen this movie.
Oh, Chris, you got to see it.
On me during the day and watches these films without me, and like I've missed out. Like I just recently saw the Devil.
Oh wow.
Another good movie.
I know, cheats on me. I'm telling you, it's
I'm not
fucked
letting
up.
cheat on you. Tell me. You're like, oh, I don't like
I know,
Asian
it's
movies,
not
so I
that
watch
I
Asian
don't-
movies. Oh, he cheats on me.
Cheat on me with the
fucking-
Asian movies.
Yeah, dude, it was a fucking amazing. I loved Hobo with a Shotgun. That movie, like, the
Yep.
kick. I don't know if it necessarily qualifies as horror. It does in my book, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on our list, I think.
Yeah, it was on both of our lists.
The Last Circus was fucking amazing.
Yeah, that was really fantastic.
That was on my list as well. Love that movie.
I'm pretty much just echoing your list here.
Yeah. Hey, great minds think alike.
The one I was.
Oh, here's one that won't be on
And
your list.
so do we.
Insidious. I loved Insidious.
Yeah.
It, to me, it blew the Paranormal Activity movies out of the water, in my opinion. And shit. But I fucking it actually made the hair on my balls stand up, my
Oh
neck.
my god! No, what I'm sad that didn't get put on our list though was Dead Hooker in a Trunk, because that was definitely one of my favorites from 2011. That actually did come out in 2011.
Yeah.
It's really
Did
fun.
it though? Did it though? I think it came out like
Okay,
years
no.
ago.
Whatever, but we saw it in 2011, and that's really what counts in my mind.
Exactly. Yeah, that one. I had that one on my. It was like what was it? I had that one tied with the Super
Yes,
on my list.
and that would actually make a pretty good double feature together.
Yeah,
Oh
nice.
yeah. Definitely.
That should have been a Grindhouse double.
Yeah, buddy
buddy
horror, and then tenant
double
building.
feature. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think I had Steak Land #1 on mine.
Clan. That
Snake
was
and Rock.
Did you guys see that in the theaters, or?
yes.
Yeah, we got invited to a preview of a screening. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we had to go. It was like a New York director.
Yeah, New York directors, the ones who did Prairie Street. They were there. The directors and the actors were there.
Mm-hmm.
If
They
you hear
took
like any
questions.
kind of weird like snore farting in the background, that's our dog.
Cool.
Apparently,
He's farting out his face, dude. It's fucking intense.
too fast.
Right? He falls asleep and farts out his nose. Like, who the fuck does that?
Dogs.
Yeah, fucking dog. Troll Hunter.
Dogs.
What was I saying? Troll Hunter.
Troll Hunter. Yeah.
Troll Hunter. Yeah. I don't. And it's getting remade in 2014 and shit by.
Well, it'll be put out in 2014. It's already being remade.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh, an American remake of it.
Of course, because
Yeah.
God forbid we should read.
Exactly.
It's hard.
One that coming up, actually, I'm kind of like jumping off topic a little bit, but this have you guys seen that? I'm sure you've seen the trailer for Silent House.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a remake of a Spanish flick, which I saw quite a while back, and the Spanish one was pretty damn good.
I liked the original a lot, but the ending to me, it was very predictable. I knew where it was going, but
yeah.
I kind of felt like I wanted it to go. I don't want to give anything away to people that haven't seen it, but I wanted the whole movie and all to wind up very supernaturally, and I was a little disappointed that it went in a different direction.
Right.
You can't watch anything with her, dude. 5 minutes in, she's like, "This is how the movie's going to end." It was like, "What the heck are you doing after me?"
It's no fun.
That's why he cheats on me during the day and watches all these films without me.
Yeah, I can shit without knowing the ending.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, man.
Yeah, that's not right.
You know, man's got to do what man's got to do.
So that's it. Well, I guess since I kind of jumped onto that, is there anything that's coming up that you guys are getting excited about?
There actually is a bunch of things. I'm going to have to just open up a separate window here. Inbred has got me kind of excited.
Yeah, me too.
Tail. I'm looking forward to Tail. The other
Shale?
Tail. The one about the chick with the tail, or like the freak.
It's not called Agent Flick. It's not called Tail.
What is it called?
It's called like Shale or
I think it was like THALE, like
Fail.
Fail, yeah.
Which I'm sure is pronounced tail. So
actually, it's tall.
All right, listen, guys.
I have no idea.
Just let me win, all right?
Yeah. The profane exhibit's making my penis tingle a little bit every time I see that.
Dude,
Talk about my genitalia a little bit here. I mean, it's so many extreme directors get together and you both, for whatever reason, all get together and shit like that and put this fucking anthology flick together that is just gonna, because they had a trailer up for like an hour one day and shit, and then they took it down. So extreme, but it was fucking. What I saw and shit, I saw hooks going to people's asses, and it was fucking wild. Absolutely fucking wild.
Yeah, Dave gets a little excited about things and asses.
Other people's asses, right?
Yeah, on my own. Jesus.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, not that there's anything wrong with that. Just not mine.
Yeah, no, I mean that's like an extreme horror fan's like wet dream right there, man.
Yeah, seriously, like it's kind of neat that it's like an anthology too, because like a lot of times you don't really see extreme in anthologies. They don't like to do those little shorts on that, which I am saddened about.
Yeah.
But the
ABC's of Death is another anthology flick and shit that's being a whole bunch. The guy from Serbian Film is doing a short in it.
Nice.
Simon Rumley, who did Red, White, and Blue, and The Living and the Dead, he's doing a short in it. Even Angela Bettis is on board doing one.
Nice.
The Japanese guy, Yoshihiro Nishimura, a whole bunch of different names are attached to that. I mean, if you look it up, there's a psychotic amount of names.
From A to Z.
From A to Z.
Jason Eisner's doing something, isn't he?
Jason Eisner, yes. And if you go on YouTube and you look up Tears for Toilet, because that's the guy who won the contest that they were having for that, to be the 21, that short is amazing. It is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I like there was voting for that.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was really kind of like a neat way of getting the fans involved too.
Definitely. Yeah, they don't do that enough.
So what about you guys? What are you looking at as Dave's searching the list here? What are you guys looking forward to? You guys,
definitely hit a couple of them right on the head there, man. Yeah, we've been excited about Inbred for quite a long time now. I've really, really been looking forward to seeing that one. I know the guy that Alex Chandon that directed that, he did that Cradle of Fear. Did you guys ever see that?
Yes.
Yeah, with
really good.
Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it in years, but I remember, enjoying that. I thought it was pretty good. So, yeah, Inbred looks fucking crazy.
What was that new... we just watched
Exit Humanity.
Yeah, Exit Humanity.
That new zombies, like Civil War set zombie flick.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That sounds hot.
It looks fucking epic, dude.
Bill Moseley?
Bill Moseley's in it.
D. Wallace,
and some new guy. I think it's like this was his first movie. He plays the main guy. But check the trailer out for that one. It looks fucking epic.
Production quality looks really good.
Yeah. They had some money behind it. Looks like so.
That's kind of like zombie flick.
Yeah, love a good zombie flick.
Yeah.
There's actually a bunch, like Juan of the Dead. Did you see the trailer for Juan of the Dead?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah.
That looks pretty fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Trying to think if there's any other anything else coming up here. Well, I know. Let's see, it's later this year, but World War Z with our buddy Paul Burt from the UK.
Great.
Yep. Can't wait.
Little cameo in it, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
It's gonna be neat to like see him like in a role that like he really belongs in, you know, like because he's always wanted to do something with like, you know, horror and horror related, and that's a pretty big like huge budget kind of flick too.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited for him for that, and I'm excited just to see it. That was an awesome book. So
yeah, great book.
Mm-hmm.
Really great book. Second only to the Walking Dead graphic novels.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna like actually say that I actually liked World War Z better as a book than I do.
What?
The Walking Dead. I know it's terrible.
What?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Dun dun dun.
But dude,
Hurt
because
my
like
heart
I don't
a
know,
little
like Max
Holy
Brooks
shit.
like really rewrote history and added zombies into it, and he did it so well that like at one point I was actually like, and I don't get scared about shit, but I was actually outside looking out my window being like, all right, so I know we've been attacked, but where are we on this like? Are the zombies dead yet? What's going on? That really freaked me out. Like,
And the dudes from Inside. You know the guys who did Inside?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Inside.
When the fuck are they gonna do another movie?
No,
I know, right?
That shit came out in 2000s. What the fuck are you guys doing?
They're really dead here.
This is like 5 years later,
Yeah, I know. That was a fucking solid flick, man.
right, dude? 2007, 5 years after the fact.
Yeah, it seems like the French. We were on like a pretty good wave of like good French horror there for a little while, and there just hasn't been much lately. It seems like.
Yeah,
The Spanish have
took
taken
it
over.
The Spanish took it over.
That's what happened right there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like I it's weird. It's like the French had like a couple good, really, really solid good years, and then like
They all came over and started directing American flicks. America was like, "Come on,
Yeah.
direct this piece of
it's
shit."
like we love you guys
Yeah.
now. Come here, do some.
Yeah, right. Guy who did Malefic, why don't you do this One Missed Call remake?
Malefic was kind of Necronomicon one, right?
Guy who did Frontiers, why don't you do his Hitman movie? They all started just doing shitty movies. It was like, what the fuck are you guys doing, man?
Yeah, it sucks.
wanted to stop. It was our secret like plan to take over. We're like, no, we're gonna stop them.
They're killing us.
No more original content is coming out of France. Ever. Yeah, that really does suck because they were making some good shit.
They were. They really, yeah. But like the Spanish are one to look out for right now because they've been. We just went on like a marathon. We watched the 6 films to keep you awake or whatever the fuck they were called.
Yeah.
And there's really only like one of them that was kind of shit-tastic, but other than that, they were pretty fucking phenomenal.
No, half of them, I think.
Oh,
were
you
bad
are
shit.
fucking so full of shit.
I mean, I'm not full of shit.
So
dude. Half
full
of
of
them
shit.
suck, dude. Half of them were fucking amazing. The Baby's
Whatever.
Room, I really love.
Whatever.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. That's the only one that I've seen out of those, the Baby's Room, and I enjoyed that one.
Well,
That
I
one was
liked them
good.
all except for Spectra. That was the only one I was kind of like, okay.
No, dude. And then there was the Blame.
Yeah,
that one sucked
But that
balls,
one
too.
was good up until the end, though. Like, until the wind-up, it was cool. Like, you felt
No,
like it was
dude.
going to go somewhere much better.
Well, you felt, and then all of a sudden you sat all this time waiting, and then all of a
whatever.
sudden it came to like a bullshit ending. You were like, "Thanks for wasting a fucking hour and a half of my life." Or an hour of my
Listen,
life.
what was you going to do for that hour and a half of your life that it was so important? You had puppies to kill or some shit?
Oh, that's important,
Masturbation.
right? That was an hour.
For an hour and a half, I got to give you guys credit, because that's pretty amazing.
Your fucking dick will be hurting, probably, if you're jacking it for a solid hour and a half, but...
I got some rope burn in my cock.
Oh, I didn't see the conversation going that way, but all right.
Holy smokes.
You never know where it'll end up.
Do not. You do. You most certainly do not. Record 3. Record 3 is another one I'm looking forward
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I just what the hell was it? I need to see the second one. I just watched just for the hell of it late one night. I watched Quarantine 2.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, I want to see the second, the Spanish film, and then definitely the third one. I enjoyed the first.
Dude, the second fucking rocked, dude. The second.
Now, is that's not streaming on Netflix, is it?
I have no idea.
One? Yeah, it might be.
I'll have to check that because I definitely want to see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was it did you want to know about some comic books?
Yeah. I want you guys to talk about, you guys are really big into like comics and shit, right?
Oh yeah, we love the comics.
Way too much.
I don't know, maybe just talk about what you're excited about or what's good that's out now. Or
because I don't think we've ever touched that topic on our show before. And,
we'd like to, yeah.
Well, I'm excited about David Lapham's Feral, which I have not read yet because...
Extreme werewolf comic.
Yeah, but anything that David Lapham does is fucking fundamentally amazing, so...
David Lapham came, I swear to God...
Came out of left field.
Yeah.
Just the amazingness.
He did Stray Bullets and then a comic here and there, and then all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere...
Yeah,
he started doing horror comic after horror comic. He did this Caligula series.
Yeah, which we have an upcoming best of 2011 comics, and that is number 1.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is fucking amazing. Yeah. It goes in a direction you do not expect it to go in.
We're not going to tell you what direction that is because it will totally ruin it. Because, the element of surprise on it was so, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He did Cross Family Values, which, in my opinion, still even with Cross Psychopath and 3D, and Garth Ennis's original run on it, is still the most extreme. I'll compare it to the, Serbian film of comics.
Really?
It might even be, if it wasn't done in cartoon style, not cartoon style, but, if it wasn't done in comic style, it would have been more extreme than Serbian film. Easily.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of some of those, and it's just fucking blood and guts every fucking where.
Dude, it's like child rape a go-go. I mean, it's
God.
Crazy. I don't know. I've never felt so dirty after reading something, but enjoyed it so much because he's just a very talented writer.
Yeah.
So it's just you feel really bad about liking it. You're like, oh, it's really bad that I like this, right?
Oh yeah, speaking of which, that was my number 1 pick for 2011 was a Serbian film because it got its official American release in 2011, so I counted it. Yeah, that'll be my number 1 pick.
Despite the fact that they fucking edited the DVD and shit.
Yeah, it was kind of crap, but
the guy, the Spanish guy that was the Spanish guy that was getting brought up on charges for actually.
Yeah, in Spain, yeah.
Yeah,
the charges got dropped, thankfully.
Oh, good. I hadn't heard.
Yeah. Somebody posted about that, and I was like, oh, that's a little bit of tidbit of information I could share. Yeah,
awesome. No, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. So anyway, back to comics.
Yeah. Well, there's this one comic out right now called Fatale.
Yeah, okay. Good luck finding it, though, because
it's sold out. It's sold out in the first week. It's about Cthulhu, Lovecraftian gangsters.
Which is why it sold out so fast.
Yeah,
always go.
It sold out in every single comic book store in the fucking country in the first week.
Yeah.
The first number 1 is now in its 5th printing, and number 2 and number 3 are also in 2nd, 3rd printings and shit like that. It's sold out because I haven't got my hands on it. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it.
Yes, don't go on eBay and try to buy it from us.
But apparently and shit like that, it is such a fucking hot item right now and shit like that it's even when I went to go get the 2nd printing and shit like that, sold out in 2 days.
Yeah, a good sleeper hit that nobody's ever heard of because it's such an independent company put out by Azor Press is Ninjas vs. Zombies. If you remember the fucking craptastic movie that was made, this comic was made on behalf of it for whatever reason.
Yeah, no,
but the comic surpassed it because the movie itself actually looked like it would have made a better comic.
Yeah.
I'm loving this series. I'm friends with the guy that writes it, and no, I'm not being biased or anything, but he's been nice enough to send me advanced copies of this, and I have enjoyed it since 1. It's hysterical. It's so funny.
And we talked to the guy who wrote it at the at Comic-Con. And the guy's everybody who reads this comic tells me and shit like that it is better than the movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
the movie wasn't really hard to beat.
But it was like I said, it's a better medium for it. It's because it's such a funny kind of story, and it's so silly and kind of metafictional at times, I guess.
Yeah. Aware of itself.
Yeah, it's very aware of itself. But it was one of it was one of those things that I got, and I'm like, oh, I hope this doesn't suck, and it wound up being really, really good.
Yeah,
and
nice.
I'm excited for that. We're getting invaded apparently. The small ones are taking over.
Zombies.
Yeah, but that's my one complaint though with comics. Though it seems like everybody on Earth is making zombie comics.
Mm-hmm.
Zombies seem to be the hot button in every media right now, and
oh yeah.
it's it's very rare that one is like better than the rest because they're all usually kind of on par with each other.
Yeah.
Nobody's really giving you anything different. But this is like this one was a lot better because it really doesn't focus so much on the zombies. It's more about just the funny shit that goes on.
Okay.
What the hell are you talking about?
I was talking about Ninjas vs. Zombies.
Still talking about Ninjas vs. Zombies?
We can talk about something else then.
All right. There was another comic called Memoir that came out last
Memoir
year.
was fantastic.
Now, Memoir was like, if you like Twin Peaks, if you like that kind of David Lynch shit,
Yeah.
this comic was fucking, and then like not a lot of people have heard of it.
Which is surprising.
Fucking amazing. Yeah.
Image, right?
Yeah, Image.
And Image is a powerhouse for
horror comics, independent horror comics and shit.
Okay.
But
they're not so independent anymore. Image is such a big name now.
really, really spooky ass comic, all in black and white. Really fucking spooky.
Cool.
Like everybody in this entire town together have lost their memories. So like everybody in the entire town is suspicious of each other because nobody remembers each other in the town.
Yeah, and like certain people were like, because they don't remember each other, they don't also remember who went missing.
Yeah.
Or nefarious things that have happened.
Yeah.
So it started off kind of like slow, but then as soon as it hit its pinnacle with like 2 issues in, it just became phenomenal. And then they took a really long break for some reason.
Did they? Yeah, no, they did. They did.
They took a really long break with it. I don't know if it was like it just wasn't, nobody was buying it and whatever, and I guess Image was tossing up the idea of maybe like scrapping it, but then they came back in like full force, and it's definitely a good comic to follow because it's not really that far in.
No, it should be farther.
It should be because it's been out for like 2 years.
Like five issues in.
Yeah,
6 issues
but they
in.
took a big break, like almost a year break from it.
Yeah. And then Scott, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll have to definitely check that out. I actually just got done watching Twin Peaks. I got through the whole series, and I love that fucking show. It's so weird and quirky and just strange. It was fun.
Like, if you like that, then you probably really dig this because it was
check that out.
Dave said it's very kind of on par with that.
Like I would compare David Lynch's kind of like the way he felt. Have I already went on this David Lynch rant? But
well, here it goes.
Yeah, here it is. I've always compared his style of filmmaking to like freeform jazz. Like, have you ever where it's just kind of like all over the fucking place and shit?
Oh yeah.
That's kind of like his style. His style of filmmaking is freeform jazz. Like that.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
This was crazy.
This was definitely Twilight Zone-ish. Definitely fucking Twin Peaks-ish.
Cool.
Definitely worth looking into.
I'll have to check that out.
There's so many good comics though.
Yeah.
Like we could spend like hours just giving you ideas for what to read. But
like Severed.
And like let me just like please try to impress upon the audience here that like if you're not reading The Walking Dead, there's something seriously wrong with you if you really dig this fucking show. You should really up on that because show just fucking pisses down the neck of how awesome this comic is.
The show is really good.
Yeah, it's really good. But once again, urinating down the neck of the comic.
But the comic is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I got to meet Robert Kirkman actually at Comic-Con, and
I will go on a limb and I will say The Walking Dead comic is in fact the greatest zombie story ever told.
No, easily. As much as I like World War Z, the book, better than The Walking Dead, I will say that it's the best formatted zombie story ever told.
So I mean, we haven't really read them yet, but is it pretty accurate to the show then so far? Or?
No. First of all, Andrea, the vagina, what the... First of all, she's like aged, like, I don't know, like at least 20 years in the show. She's like in the comics, she's like a kid, like still in the middle of maybe college, if even that. And she becomes like the greatest marksman and most like straight arrowed head of like of the pack, really, like type of person. The show does her absolutely no justice, which is it does for a lot of the characters.
Carol in the comic was actually pretty hot, and in the show they made her some bald bitch.
Yeah, Sinead O'Connor.
Sophia, we're like 94 issues in, and Sophia is still very much alive.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, like like the show, like I do respect the fact that the show has taken some liberties and went in its own direction, so that I guess maybe like
because it still makes it fun for people who read the comics.
You're not seeing the same old shit, but at the same time, it like makes the comic fans kind of want to bash their head into something. Mm-hmm. Because it's like watching something that you've been adamantly following for like 10 years, like,
and they subtract characters that are so pertinent to the series. I mean,
Daryl is not in the comics, but he's like I actually like him in the show. I think like he's a pretty badass character.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like one of our favorite characters on the show.
He's hot and he kills things.
I'm a big Shane fan myself, though.
Oh my lord.
Oh, I can't talk to you anymore.
He's on Team Shame. Team Shane.
Team Shane.
Shane.
Yeah, actually, I think we're going to Horror Hound Weekend coming up here in March.
Very cool.
Well, shit, I guess it is March today, isn't it?
Beware the eyes of March.
Where have I been? Yeah, no, it's the 23rd through the 25th, and yeah, I think Norman Reedus is going to be up there, I believe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting that dude. I mean, I liked him even, from fucking Boondock Saints and shit like that, so.
I love that
Like,
movie.
I don't know, like, I wanted to hate him because, like I said, he was added on, like, nope, like, he's not in the comics, he's never, there's never even been a mention of a character named Daryl, but he is so cool in the show that it's like,
Oh, yeah.
he's, him.
He's a pretty man.
He is. I want an ear necklace so bad now. So if anybody out there wants to make that happen for me, that would be really cool.
Oh my god. You're gonna become like an
picky.
accomplice to like multiple murders and shit
Listen,
like
you don't have to kill someone to take their ear off, all right?
Yeah, they could survive that.
Or
that. But you definitely have to hurt them. Very
no,
badly.
you could work at a morgue and you could just, lop off an ear for me. That would be hot.
So basically, you're acquisitioning like an ear necklace from some person working like in a random.
Listen,
morgue.
there's definitely somebody out there building a hair doll that looks like.
Yeah, right. That one guy's like, "No, I need you to tune into
Oh
this
my
video.
God,
I
that
definitely have a mannequin that looks like you with your
Yeah,
photograph."
I've definitely killed someone and they're
Take
going to
to it
murder it
and
on camera while you watch. That look.
And end up with a bloody package on your doorstep.
You know what? Don't seriously. I'm a little frightened about that. I get some weird emails
Yeah,
sometimes
dude.
from people that are just like.
Ever since we started doing these videos and
really?
shit like that, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've gotten like at least 10 offers to be motorboated.
oh my god.
It's been real, like that's kind of like I'm glad people want to motorboat me.
You've been getting offers too, Dave?
Well,
Ironically,
sadly.
Dave does get a lot of
Yeah, they're like,
weird,
I wanna-
perverse comments.
I want to motorboat your testicles. No, I never got that.
Like, oh my god, Dave, you're so hot. It's always guys.
Yeah, dude.
Between the cheeks motorboating.
That's right.
They want to motorboat me between the peeps and the tests.
Dude,
Sideways between it. Just go.
he's like, I got some olive oil.
Oh my god.
You drizzle a little bit of that on there. There we go.
Yeah.
Ew.
And we'll just we'll garnish that with a little.
Oh my god.
I got the
Oh,
your name.
yeah. No, I'm sure. I mean, especially. I mean, you guys have been doing the video reviews for quite some time. You got a bunch up there, so I'm sure that you're gonna get some freaks crawling out of the woodwork.
No,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like
Yep.
it's
Yep. All the freaks.
like
they come
just to let you know, when I get murdered, there are a list of people that will give you that are the
Yeah.
ones that are going to do it.
I better not be on the list.
Hey, listen. Hello.
Necklace guy will definitely be on there.
Listen, you're a necklace guy. All you have to do is go to a morgue and just cut off some ears. They won't miss them. They're dead.
Oh yeah, well, there you go. That's probably the best way to do that.
Or you take them out of play.
So, lastly, we kind of wanted to just touch on what have you guys been watching recently? Like anything stands out to you, or
Yeah, any good ones you guys have watched here in the past? I don't know, say a couple weeks or so that people should check out.
What did we watch in the past?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. seriously.
The Theater Bazaar was really good.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, I was wondering about that one.
Yep, that comes out on DVD in April.
Yeah,
Cool.
That was really fun. That was a bit like they really pulled it together on that one.
Yep. What the
Little
hell?
Deaths was really good.
Little Deaths was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of the ones we're gonna rep are like little anthology kind of flicks.
Well, no, that was pretty much the only
Yeah, it was-
anthology flicks. That was, wait, shut up.
I said short-lived, not shut up.
Oh. There was actually a few and shit. I would have to like literally thumb through my collection in order to like remember what the fuck it is that I watched.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Well, I think if people want to know, are you guys still doing your weekly rundowns?
Oh God, we've had a couple setbacks.
I'm sure that's tough to keep up on.
It's
See what
not
had
that
happened
tough.
was.
It's just that our camera broke, so we had to wait until a new camera came in, and
That's right. Yeah.
jacked up. So I don't want to really sit behind a camera with a jacked up face.
Yeah, she was in a short and got a basketball kicked in her face. And am I not allowed to say?
No.
I'm not allowed to say you got a basketball kicked in your face. A basketball was kicked in her face. And
yeah. I heard that story.
Yeah, so my face is a little jacked up, and that we waited for the camera to come in. The camera did come in, and then immediately following that, my face got jacked up. I'm not that vain where I wouldn't sit in front of a camera, but I'm kind of that vain. So,
you start getting people thinking Dave's beating you or something.
No, you would be surprised how many people
That's what
have
I'm
asked
afraid
me
of.
that. That's what's
Yeah.
so. People were like, "Oh, you shouldn't let your husband beat you." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
she could probably shit. What the
Just
hell?
assume that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "Thanks, guys. I totally fit that bill, But we will resume by Monday because everything all the I'm good now.
Yeah.
We'll be getting back to that.
Yeah, it's good. We got a new camera. The Dead was pretty good. I watched that recently. I think.
I just saw a trailer for that.
Yeah, anybody who's been complaining about the running zombies, anybody who's been complaining about humor in zombie movies, this is the movie for you.
It looked pretty fucking pretty bleak.
Oh yeah, no, it is very bleak and shit, and it's a lot of zombie death. There's a lot of casualties on both sides. It's slow, but surprisingly, there's a high body count,
Sweet.
which is weird.
That's
Very
weird,
weird.
yeah,
It's definitely a little weird, but
I have not seen this. Once again, cheats on me during the text
oh my lord.
movies.
Nice. Yeah, I've been wanting to check that one. I saw it was on cable on demand, so I might be ordering that one.
It looked really because I got to see the last 15 minutes of it. Lucky me, and it looked really good.
Definitely a very bleak ending. Definitely going into a very bleak. God damn it.
But
Have you guys seen that movie Kill List yet?
I think Dave did. I don't think that I saw it. I know Paul was repping it. I know Paul really liked it.
Yeah,
But,
I watched it. I watched it. I didn't really know what to fucking say about it after I saw it. It's a really, really strange movie. It's good. I mean, everything about it was pretty solid, but it's just, it was really weird. Kind of leaves you with just a fucking weird feeling afterwards.
because I wasn't sure if I was gonna see it or not. I'm still debating because I get very little time to actually sit down and watch something at this point. So I'm I really kind of want to know there's enough of a payoff for me to sit there and check it out.
Yeah. It I mean, it's definitely I think it's worth watching. But yeah, it's different, man. I can see how, it might not be for everyone, but yeah, I mean, it was good. Everything about it, like I said, was pretty solid, but it was just weird. So, do you guys want to take a second and do a little shameless self-promotion here real quick before we go?
Sure.
For anybody that hasn't heard yet?
Sure.
Do it.
All right. Well, you can check us out at horrorhappyhour.com. We've got a million people now, so I'm not going to run down the list of who's working there at this point.
Yeah, right.
We got the new social network up, which will be uncensored like the rest of our site, and provided nobody starts fucking posting pictures of their cocks, okay?
No chat roulette shit.
Yeah, aerial shots of the fucking peni, away from the site. That would be nice.
Yeah, the comparison penis shots. Or the guy next
we
to a
don't need
bottle.
the full spray your dick. But other than that, it's pretty much up and running. There might be a little few bugs to work out, but if you sign up for our site, you can chat with pretty much other like-minded human beings that are sick and twisted and fucked up.
We're also on YouTube, and if you like us on YouTube, we love you long time.
Ew.
Hell yeah.
And we have a link to actually buy T-shirts now, so
Yeah.
you can buy T-shirts through Moya Tees that say Horror Happy Hour.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
And we'll eventually run a contest of some sorts for that. Take a picture of yourself in a Horror Happy Hour T-shirt in a cool place, and we'll probably give you something.
That was the rape dungeon, if you heard that.
Yeah. But really all that's with us now. What's going on with that?
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Drunk.
Well, yeah, I mean, I definitely, we definitely try to pimp you guys as much as possible because, I mean, obviously, if people don't know it by now, you guys know your shit, and it's,
the website's great.
Website's
We go there all
great.
the time.
I mean, yeah.
You guys, congrats on that, by the way.
Yes.
You guys are, like, you coming up in the world, looking good, running a good podcast, having a nice site up.
Thanks. Yeah, we're doing like a major overhaul on the site right now. So it's gonna look a lot better coming up here, hopefully within about a week or so.
So you guys gotta give us the link to when you're all set and done, so we can add you to the site and you can.
Definitely, man. Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
We'll do the same too.
Yeah. You guys have been like huge supporters of ours from the beginning, and of course, I mean, we ain't gonna forget that. So,
No, you guys are fun. Like, you're not boring. Like, a lot of these podcasts make that mistake of getting really boring. You guys are actually entertaining. So
we try to be. I mean, I think we take it a little far sometimes. I think.
That's how drunk we get.
Yeah, get a few drinks.
You're not like this people, like the philosophical undercurrents of this movie were,
No.
yeah, it was a
the lighting
postmodern
was so amazing.
existentialism.
No, you guys are fun and you have a good time with it, and that's really all that matters. So, and we think you guys
Thumbs up.
drunk ranting.
we do like to do that sometimes. Right on, guys. Well, hey, thank you again very much for coming on, man. We always have a blast talking to you guys. And
Yes, thank you for having us on.
oh, anytime. And yeah, we're gonna keep keep watching your videos if you guys keep making them. So
Provided, like, my face doesn't get jacked up on a weekly basis, we should be good.
We're just thinking I'm beating her again and shit.
Well,
Stay away from the basketballs.
stop,
Right?
Right on, guys. Well, thank you again. Yeah, we'll talk soon for sure.
This is the man. Get out of his way. His target is Bucktown, and this is the day. Bucktown, where the chicks are on the make.
But first, I want to see the color of your dream. And I'll show both of you the time you'll never forget.
The cops are on the tape.
It's going to be 5 next week. You understand that, boy?
And the welcoming committee is a sawed-off shotgun. Bucktown.
Right on.
Starring Fred Williamson, Pam Grier, Thalamus Rasulala, and Tony King. They're the greatest black attack pack you'll ever see.
You know any prayers, Cracker? Well, shame on you if you don't.
And they're taking over Bucktown.
Damn, brother, you have become one violent dude.
They're trouble, Brian. They don't look right. Just remember, we're the law. God is on our side.
Fred Williamson is Duke Johnson.
Say, baby, you know, if you're interested, I could turn you on to a whole lot of fun.
No thanks. You're not much for manners, are you? Give what I get.
Pam Grier is Aretha.
You think you're really something, don't you? A super successful young brother. Everyone kowtowing to you.
Toast, huh?
Thalamus Rasulala is Roy.
The beautiful Bucktown.
And Tony King is TJ.
Hey, that's my hat. And sloppy there, boy.
Together, they're gonna paint Bucktown red.
Well, what you think, home?
It's cool. Like stealing candy from a baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good shot.
Fred Williamson, Pam Grier, Thalamus Rasulala, Tony King. They're dynamite in Bucktown.
We are back.
Yo, it is review time.
That's right. We're going to be jumping into the 1975 Arthur Marks film Bucktown.
Bucktown, baby. It's a jive town with a bunch of crackers.
That's right. Yeah, Bucktown starring Fred Williamson, Pam Grier.
And Thalamus Rasulala.
Which, first of all, I think where does this take place exactly? It was a small southern town.
Kind of, yeah. They never make mention of like a state or anything
No.
that it's in. It's just Bucktown. Bucktown's a place on its own somewhere.
Yeah, and Bucktown's pretty much it looks like a 42nd Street type of small town.
Well, they have that like 42nd Street looking part of it, and then there's like other parts of it that look like it's like a small town out in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly. It's a town I'd like to live in.
Oh yeah, it's got the best of everything. Yeah.
It has all the whorehouses and the adult video stores and everything you could possibly want in a small town.
Oh, it's great. I'd love to live there too.
But we get Fred Williamson, which is a character's name's Buck. Duck.
Buck. What the fuck?
Duke Johnson.
And
he basically rolls into town off the train, come in for his brother's. I don't know if it's his actual brother, but it's
his brother,
street brother.
They real brothers or street brothers?
That's right. Funeral.
Yeah, his brother Ben's funeral. Yeah.
And basically, he hasn't been back to this town or even seen Ben for the past 6 years or so. He kind of just rolls into town, and then he goes to the funeral first of all, doesn't he?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I think he gets himself a room or whatever, and then he hits the funeral, and then that's kind of where we meet Pam Grier's character, Aretha. Well, you know what? I'm going to back up on that real quick.
Yeah, we're jumping around.
Because he, before, when he first rolls into town that first night, he meets little Stevie.
Yeah.
And this fucking kid, he was cracking me up. This little kid's trying to fucking just offer him all kinds of shit.
Trying to hustle him?
Yeah. Like, you need a woman? Talk to me. Something like that. Like, this girl, Ruby, she'll buck you all night.
Right.
And that was like one of my favorite lines, too, because the Hammer, he goes, Duke is his name in the movie. The little kid's riding like a little motorbike, and Duke asks him, he's like, "That's your motorbike? Is that your bike over there?" And the kid's like, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, "The first pimp I ever seen ride a motorbike."
I know.
Kid's like, "I ain't no pimp. I'm Walt Disney, and this is Disneyland." I was like, "Oh, I love that." Right in the beginning of the movie, I was like, "Oh, that's great." That was one of my favorite lines from the movie. Stevie, yeah. And doesn't he end up being like his brother's kid or something?
They never really explained that.
They never got, because he's with Aretha.
Well, we know Aretha and Ben were like, I don't know, there's an item. I don't know if they're married or not.
Yeah, they never say if they were like married, but they were together.
Yeah, they're together. Yeah. And they get to know, Pam and Fred get to know each other based off of that. But Fred,
she doesn't really like him at first.
No, she doesn't like him. She thinks he's a jive talker.
Yeah, he's kind of an asshole because he hasn't been around for his brother and stuff, and his brother always spoke real highly of Duke, and he was just around traveling the world and shit.
Yeah, and then we come to find out Ben, I think he leaves in his will. He leaves him. His old bar, which was shut down, and we come to find out it was shut down.
What was it called? The Club Alabama.
Club Alabama, yeah. He leaves that to him in his will. Mm-hmm. And basically he can't do anything with the bar for 60 days.
Yeah, it's like... so he's... Yeah, I mean, at that point, he's pretty much prepared to just leave.
Yeah.
I think. But he gets talked into staying by little Stevie and another guy named Harley, who's kind of a... he says he's an
goofy drunk.
Yeah, he's like an ex-football player and, never left the town or whatever, and he's just fucking drunk all the time.
Exactly.
And he even says, he's like, I might drink a little too much from time to time. He's like always fucking drunk. That guy fucking cracked me up too.
Yeah. But basically we come to find out that this town is... it's kind of a crooked town. Yeah, crooked cops.
Run by corrupt cops. They're, he ends up, ultimately he decides to stay. He pays the money to these cops to get to get him to open, to be able to open the club back up.
Yeah.
And, then he finds out that these cops are, like, extorting money from, like, everybody in town, every, like, local business owner.
Including the whorehouses.
Yep. Especially the whorehouses. That's where all the money's at.
Right. And then they come into the new bar to collect.
Mm-hmm.
two of the cops, and this was before, Fred knew anything about it.
Yeah.
Or Duke, I'm calling him.
Yeah.
But Duke knew anything about it. They come in to collect, and basically Duke says, kiss my ass.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
A little fight scene ensues there.
And Stevie says something really funny I jotted down or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, why are you pale faces always together? Are you faggots?
I love that one.
Calls the cops faggots.
Faggots!
But they throw him against the wall.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
One of the cops.
Yeah.
Which was kind of funny, I thought. But.
They just toss his ass. After Duke finds out all this, he ends up, he's like, what's he say? I ain't never ran from nobody in my whole life, and he ain't about to start now. So he calls up his friend Roy for help, and I don't know where exactly Roy is. I mean, they never really make mention of any states or anything. But he tells Roy to bring some muscle. So Roy ends up showing up, and he brings a little crew with him: Josh, TJ, and Hambone. And Hambone, interestingly enough, is actually a Mr. Carl Weathers.
That's right.
Playing the role of Hambone, which I love the name.
Yeah,
it's such a great name.
Hambone's funny.
So they all kind of start. Duke gives them all the lowdown on what's going on. So they start kind of like tracking these cops, seeing kind of what they do, what they like to do, where they go, and shit like that. And then they just start kind of like taking them out one by one.
Yep.
And after that, I mean, like the mayor, the mayor ends up like wanting to like throw them a fucking parade or something.
Yeah, and they want the money.
Well, yeah, like I was just thinking though, like how awesome. Like, that's pretty awesome when a mayor offers to throw a parade for you for killing cops.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
And like, no parade, no parade.
Yeah. So, Roy, he wants something different. He's like, there's something else you can do to repay us. So, Roy and the crew, they take over the police station, and they pretty much become the cops. And they start pretty much doing the same fucking thing that the other cops were doing.
Yep.
He says, I ain't going to lean on him too hard. He says he's going to not take as much money and all that, but it ends up just becoming worse than it was before.
Yeah, and in the middle of this, actually, Fred and Pam Grier kind of become a little item.
Yeah, they end up hooking up. How could I forget that? You get to see, I think Pam Grier shows her boobies.
Mm-hmm.
Not for it's just real quick, but they're there.
Exactly. You can see the birthmark under her left boob.
Yeah.
It was
I have to ask her to see that at Horror Hound.
She, I think she comes over to his. See, was he living there at the time? Like, because
and that was another thing.
He had a house, just all of a sudden.
Yeah, just all of a sudden. He checked into a hotel when he first got there, and then all of a sudden he's got a house.
She brings over a 6-pack of Falstaff.
Yeah, the Falstaff.
Just looking to get her pussy wet or whatever. So.
Yeah, and then they have like one of those like. They kind of get into an argument, and then, like, in the heat of the moment, they end up, like, making out, and that leads to the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the hammer doesn't disappoint.
Oh.
Say that.
Exactly.
But, right after that, or the next morning or later that night, their house starts to get shot up by those 3 cops with all the shotguns.
Oh, yeah, that's backed up a little bit, yeah.
Oh, that was actually right afterwards.
Oh no, I had kind of
you already talked about that?
Well, no, I didn't talk about that. I had jumped ahead.
Oh, okay.
So, but the house gets shot up by. That's before they go around and start taking cops out.
Oh yeah,
and
stuff.
that was before he even called Roy.
That was pretty much the reason why.
That's why he called Roy.
Point.
Yep. So then he brought Roy in, and they took all the cops out,
mm-hmm.
and then they took over. And, like I said, it ends up just kind of being worse than it was to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And the fucking couple of guys from the crew, I think it was, TJ and Josh or something, they end up, they're going into the bar. Because TJ is kind of like working fucking like underneath, Roy's supposed to be running the show, but TJ's got his own ideas about what he wants to do.
TJ's he's kind of a slime ball, man.
Yeah, he was played by Tony King.
He ends up trying to rape Pam Grier.
Yeah, tries to rape her, and Duke
teaches him a lesson.
Catches him just in time, yeah. But then they go kind of behind Roy's back, and they they end up cutting up Harley, the drunk guy, pretty bad. Because he's always telling his football stories and stuff, and they're just being dicks to him. They're like, "We think you're lying." And they don't believe him.
He's like, "I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying." Yeah. When he is,
you motherfucker,
got cut up.
Yeah, he gets all pissed, and they end up cutting them all up. And so Duke goes to Roy, and he's like, "What the hell's going on? What's this all about?" And Roy's like, "Well, the guy said, he was getting rowdy, had too much to drink, and they had to take him in." He's like, "What do you think? What do you think they got badges for?" Like, really? So they end up, they cut him up pretty bad. He goes into the hospital, and they just, that TJ just kind of keeps fucking doing some, shady shit underneath, or kind of outside of the watch of Roy, and he ends up kind of turning Roy and Duke against each other, basically. And these apparently they kind of like grew up together. They said, they've known each other for a real long time. Duke and Roy have, so they end up, kind of turning on each other now. After that,
yeah, and then you got your 10 to 15 minute long fight scene towards the end.
Yeah. Well, which
I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Pretty much the same thing that happened in the first half of the movie happens again in the second half.
You
of the
only
movie.
need to watch about 45 minutes in the movie, and then.
But it's Duke by himself now going after these new guys that have taken over. It's supposed to be his friends, and because they got to town there, they got the cops out of the way, and they saw a good thing there at the town. They were like, shit, we can make some money too. So they took over, and Duke, he wasn't liking that shit either. So he starts going after them, and they keep just kind of fucking with him. Like we said, there was the rape attempt, Aretha, and fucking Harley all up and all that. And so I think there's a couple times that Duke goes to Roy and says, "Hey man, you got to quit this shit,"
Yeah.
And Roy ends up getting all pissed off, and he tells all of his boys to lean on the people in town even harder and take more from them. And then so that was pretty much the breaking point for Duke, and he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna fucking take you fuckers out too." So yeah, and then that's
pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that like you had said, they have a big long fight scene at the end there, and Duke and Roy, they decide to
duke it out.
Yeah, they duke it out. Yeah, they they decide to put their guns down and settle it with fisticuffs. And
which I always appreciate.
Yeah, winner takes all, loser leaves town. And
I'll give you 2 guesses who the winner was.
Yeah, exactly. Backing up a little bit again, before they have their big, final fight scene, was when Duke and Stevie go steal a fucking tank and roll it through town and run into the fucking police station.
That was great.
That was pretty awesome. And then a little bit before that, it was like the last time that Duke goes to Roy to try to tell him to, quit this shit. And Roy had one of my other favorite quotes from the movie. So something about nobody cares who gets killed as long as the dice keep rolling, the hoes keep hoeing, and the money keeps flowing. I fucking love that quote, man. That was great.
One of my favorite quotes was when Josh had the double-barrel shotgun in the cop's face, and he's like, "You know when he prays, cracker?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Shame on you if you don't." And he blew him away. But
yeah. So what were your overall thoughts on the flick?
I was pretty surprised with it. I mean, I've been starting to get back into blaxploitation and Pam Grier films. I love Coffee. That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a great one.
But I have to say I was pleasantly surprised. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. It would be on my score. I mean, there could have been a little more action. Yeah. But I don't know. I love the one. They had great one-liners. The film score was all right.
Yeah.
Let me see. Who was that? The Bucktown theme song only was played once at the end.
Yeah.
Which I would have liked to hear more of that.
Yeah, it could have been played more throughout the movie.
But I was pleasantly surprised with it. I'd give it a watch. It's streaming on Netflix right now. So
a lot of old good Pam Grier stuff is streaming on Netflix right now.
And Fred Williamson stuff, too. There's a lot of soul cinema on there. So,
hell yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was entertaining. I enjoyed the music. It did have like a lot of those great lines in there. I felt it was pretty rewatchable. Like, you know, I could watch it again. You know, I didn't get bored with it at any point. I was good. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a pretty solid, you know, blaxploitation flick. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was, like you said, I was pleasantly surprised by this one.
One thing I looked into this movie. I wanted to get some like background in it, like where it was filmed and everything. And come to find out, it was filmed in Platte City, Missouri.
Really?
Which is, you know, down there by Kansas City, and it was filmed a little bit at Kansas City too.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So for the Midwest, you know, I think that's kind of cool. So you know, next time I'm rolling down to Kansas City, I might roll through Platte City and talk to some people and see if they were around when they filmed this movie. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Definitely. Yeah, go start trying to like collect money from people and shit.
Exactly.
This is Bucktown. I'm running the show now.
But yeah,
call me Roy.
That's right. But yeah, that's Bucktown for you.
It's Bucktown. Check it out. Yeah, it's definitely worth a look.
And we'll be back here in a few to close out the show. So stay tuned.
Here we go.
Attention podcast shoppers. If you have a sweet tooth, we have a special treat for you. If you download an episode of Profondo Cinema in the next half hour, we'll give you a bag of audio ear candy free to take home to the kiddies or enjoy yourself. So, hurry and download an episode at profondocinema.com.
Well, we hope you enjoyed the show.
Yeah, pretty much wraps her all up.
Yeah.
These past couple haven't been like real crazy, like epic shows or anything, like not real huge or nothing, but we've kind of been wanting, because it had been so long since we had anything out. We wanted to just knock out a couple like quick ones for you, make them short and sweet, and just get a couple out like real close to each other for you guys, you know, because
we're still around. Yeah, we hope nobody jumped off board.
Yeah. You guys are still on the boat with us here.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we?
Well, yeah. I think, you know, we did talk a little bit about it towards the end of our conversation with Chris and Dave. But you know, the website. You know, like I said, we're doing a major overhaul on it. I think we mentioned that on the last show as well. Mm-hmm. And the new and improved site should be up here in about a week or so.
Yeah.
So definitely keep an eye out for that, and of course, you know, we'll let you know. I mean, we'll put that up on the Facebook page and stuff once it's ready to go. But it's gonna look really, really good. So
yeah,
excited for everybody to see it. And in the meantime, we're trying to get as much, you know, on the current site. I mean, you can still go there and check stuff out, and we're still adding things to that. I just did a write up on all 3 August Underground films.
Yeah.
So check those out. What was the last couple things you put on there?
God, I don't even remember.
Was it the Problem Child video?
Problem Child, yeah.
Problem Child 1 and 2 video reviews. You and Goose
did a few video reviews. We haven't done a whole lot yet, but yeah, like Lush was saying, you got some stuff up, and I'm working on some other things here to come. But other than that, yeah, keep coming back to check out the website.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're gonna try to keep on it as much as we can, and keep trying to get more content added, you know, as quick as we can.
Yeah.
You know, I'm definitely here in the very near future. I'm going to try to get a few more video reviews knocked out, and I enjoy doing those and I enjoy taking the shots. Let's just be honest.
Taking the shots.
I enjoy doing the shots of vodka.
Gives you an excuse to take shots.
Exactly. Oh, damn, that one, I kind of fucked up on that one. I guess I got to do take 5 now. Give me another shot. But yeah, no, so yeah, definitely keep an eye out for that. And yeah, shit, I mean, another plug for Horror Hound Weekend in Columbus, Ohio, coming up on the 23rd through the 25th of this month, March.
And Horror Happy Hour plug, too.
Yeah, horrorhappyhour.com.
Appreciate them guys coming on. And
as we said, definitely check them out because they know their shit. And they've got, speaking of, I mean, if we're talking video reviews, I mean, they got some great ones.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I mean, not just that, though. They do have a lot of great written reviews. They got a lot of good people, doing written and video reviews for them. And we've done a couple for them, too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can find our pretty faces on there if you do a little digging.
Yeah.
So definitely check them out. And, yeah, we appreciate them coming on. They're always a hell of a lot of fun, and as I said, they've been big supporters of ours from day fucking one. I don't think I would have gone as like full steam ahead with this. I mean, I know we still would have done the podcast, but like Chris and Dave really were like encouraging me to do and like pushing me into it, and I was very grateful for their encouragement because I mean we've had a blast doing it. So
yeah, we really look forward to doing it.
Mm-hmm. So, thanks to them, man. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to touch on this show.
Next episode, probably not until the end of the month.
Yeah, I mean, like we had said on the last episode, we're definitely going to be posting all kinds of shit, I'm sure.
There'll might be some discussions and
sprinkled
in there.
Yeah, while we're at Horror Hound and stuff, too.
Yeah.
We'll be posting updates, on like the Facebook and the Twitter and stuff probably constantly. Or, as much as we can.
Yeah.
Between like, trying to talk to people and get interviews and shit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be posting updates and kind of what we're doing out there. But yeah, in the, before that even, we might, there was that little Tree of Life discussion that you and Goose did with John from the UK. We'd like to try to get some more of those done, too.
Yeah.
Just throw those up on the website and, maybe just talk to different people. And I think like we said on the last episode, if any of you guys have something you want to discuss with us, we're pretty much more than willing to, have a discussion about, a movie or whatever.
And I think we gave you our Skype name. It's Behind the Mask Podcast.
Yeah, I believe so.
Email us at the website, which was behindthemaskpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
Or throw it on the Facebook. Well, I guess you can't private message us. So, yeah, just send it to the email.
Mm-hmm.
But,
and we are checking that email constantly. So, it's not like, we're not gonna see it or something. We constantly check that email, so you will definitely get a response back. We promise.
Yeah. Well, that'll wrap it up for this episode 12.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and stay tuned for more to come.
Oh, yes. Keep it sleazy, y'all.